Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. And first of all, I look a little different. It is one of those, messy bun, get stuff done kind of day. And not because I necessarily have a lot to do, but because I am, shall we say, juggling a lot of people. And if you've watched another video, you know that my husband has lost his job. And he is, I don't think he'd have a problem with me sharing this, he is feeling really, really numb. Emotionally, mentally, I mean. And I think it's because he's shutting down. He's just completely overwhelmed. On top of that, and adding to that overwhelming situation with the job, we found out that our son has an ulcerative growth on his big toe, our younger son, Mark, who has special needs. We thought it was just an infection. We were trying everything at home. Nothing was working. Took him to the doctor. And yeah, it's some kind of growth. And found out that he's at least going to have part of his toe taken off. We don't know how much. We don't know if the entire toe is going to have to be taken off. Pathology will determine that. Let me know if you want another video on our adoption story and a little bit more background on Mark. Profound genetic issues. But that's why this growth isn't that much of a surprise. But it's adding to the stress is what I'm getting at. So my husband, I took him out to lunch yesterday as a little surprise in the middle of the workday, and he couldn't get out of the car. He just was, And I thought, I've been there. I know exactly how that feels. I have a friend who's also going through that right now, and I thought, how do you help somebody who's struggling with that? Or how do you help yourself when you feel so either completely overwhelmed or just completely numb emotionally and mentally that you just can't respond, you can't do anything? I have 3 ideas, and these are all based in things that I have done for myself because, hey, I've been there. And these are just 3 things that have helped me in the past. First and foremost, act better than you feel. And by that, I don't mean qualitative. I mean, you might feel like doing absolutely nothing. You might feel stuck to the spot. You have no energy. Again, you're numb. You have to intentionally choose to act better than that. And this is, like, again, it's not a judgment. It's in order to get better, to feel better, we have to do better. What do I mean by that? Practice. Choose better. Your feelings and your mental health will likely follow suit if you get that ball rolling. I keep telling my husband, plant a seed. Plant a seed. Doesn't have to be, it's overwhelming when we think about everything we have to do. So don't think about that. Plant a seed. Do something little, do something small that's accessible and attainable and that you can actually do. How do you do that? I make a list. I sit, if I'm completely numb and I have no energy and I can't do anything and it's simultaneously kicking myself for wasting time, I make a list and I intentionally create quick wins for myself. It can be as stupid and as small as clearing my desk. It might be checking my email. I will literally write that down. And even though checking my email would be faster than writing down, check my email, and then doing it, I don't care. I need the dopamine hit, the quick rush of knowing, okay, I did something and getting to tick that off. You're darn right. I'm going to write that down. When you are at such a point that you just can't move forward, writing something down and seeing it in black and white and saying, yes, I did that, that feels good. And when you are numb, you have to capitalize on any way that you can help yourself feel good. Next, recognize that any kind of progress on any task will help you feel better, and it will also help move the needle forward. It will help ensure that you're making progress despite the fact that you're feeling completely stuck to the spot mentally. So again, act better than you feel. That is not easy. It's not easy, but I guarantee you it does help. Next, tip number 2, inject some novelty into your daily routine. And by that, all I mean is shake things up a little bit, because clearly the status quo is no longer working for you. And yes, there's comfort in routine, absolutely. But if we're too comfortable, we're not growing. And if we're too comfortable, we're stagnant. So how can you do that in simple, achievable, accessible ways? Because again, when you are numb, any heavy lift is going to be too difficult. So maybe take a shower at night instead of in the morning. Then you get to crawl into nice, cool sheets, and you might sleep better that night as a result as well. Just a quick and easy switch up in that way, and it'll make getting ready in the morning that much faster. Consider if you drink something warm in the morning like coffee or tea, consider drinking a cool beverage. Have a chilled carbonated water sitting for yourself in the fridge. Sometimes I do that. I love lemon, unsweetened lemonade Spindrift. That's my favorite. I don't drink soda, and I've hated all carbonated or sparkling waters, but I love Spindrift, and that's my favorite flavor. It's a little pricey. Yeah, not gonna lie, but I keep it in the fridge, so on certain days where I just wake up and I can't seem to put one foot in front of the other, you're darn right I'm reaching for one of those cold Spindrifts, because you know what? The bubbly wakes me up, the coolness wakes me up, and it feels like a treat, and it's relatively healthy. It's unsweetened, all natural, just barely a little bit of fruit juice for a sweetener, and I think it's 5 calories for the whole can. Anyway, love me something cool in the morning to mix things up when I need a shot of novelty in my day. Next, finally but not least, number 3, try to connect with at least one person in at least one meaningful way every single day. That might be a quick text to a friend. It might be a quick phone call. It might intentionally mean sitting down with your partner or your spouse or even one of your kids. It could even mean, I was going to say journaling, but I think when you're feeling numb, it's so important to connect with another person. And I think that's important because sometimes when we connect with somebody else, we can feed off their emotional energy too. So choose carefully. When you are numb, make sure that you reach out to somebody who has a generally positive outlook, is optimistic, and I'm not saying, someone who's going to blow smoke up your butt. You don't want that. If you're anything like me, you want to deal in reality. I do not want, while I'm a positive person, I am not a fan of toxic positivity. That's not what I'm saying. But you know what? The glass can always be half full. Heck, the glass can always be full. When you look at a half glass of whatever, air is something. And we all need air. So a glass that's even 3/4, of the way empty is still a full glass because it's got, a quarter of water or whatever and 3/4 amount of air, and we all need air. So that's real and that's true. So find yourself somebody with that kind of attitude. And if you can't find a person, find a book. Find something. Watch my videos. Shameless plug. But find some way to connect in some meaningful way, albeit small, it doesn't matter, every single day. For me personally, when I'm out grocery shopping or whatever, I always try to connect with somebody out and about. It's not difficult for me to talk to strangers. I find it a gift, and I often think, if maybe this is a fatalistic way to think about it, but what if something happened? You never know when an emergency is going to happen, and you may have to connect with the strangers around you in order to get through, get by, and survive. And I've taught my older son, Nate, that skill too. It's actually happened to me. I was in Value Village thrift store by us one day, and we all heard what we thought was a gunshot. And I immediately found somebody that I could connect with. It was a husband and wife who were over against the far wall. And I said, hey, can I hang out with you? Because they were kind of hunched down low to the ground. And he said, yeah, but I don't know what we're going to do. And I said, well, if we need to, there's an emergency exit just around the corner. And the husband laughed. He said, yeah, you're staying with us. I got the biggest kick out of that. But it turned out to be nothing. It turned out to be someone with special needs in the very back of the store was throwing things. And, oh, it was horrible. Anyway, I digress. My point is, we are all human. And we all have something in common. And it is a skill to be able to look somebody in the eye and just smile. It helps us when we look somebody in the eye and say, hey, how's your day going? And just that, sometimes less than 2-minute conversation can be enough to fill my cup and to make me feel better. It makes me feel less alone. The other day, my husband and I, we were having a crappy day, big surprise lately. And I said, hey, let's play solitaire. We have not played solitaire, and I mean with a deck of cards, not online. We hadn't played solitaire together in years. In fact, it took us a few minutes. And I can't believe I won 2 out of 3 hands, which is so weird for me. But just that 10-minute time at the end of the day to sit down and play a quick game. What I liked about that is we didn't necessarily have to talk. I know he's overwhelmed with work. I'm overwhelmed with having to take our son to the doctor on Thursday with his toe. Oh, I don't know what to expect. But just that 10-minute time to just sit down and do something together was a meaningful way to connect. And we agreed we both need to do that more often. So it was wonderful. So if you are in that place where you are just feeling mentally numb and emotionally cut off and you can't put one foot in front of the other, know you're not alone. Know that I've been there. Know that my husband's there right now. And know that there are exit strategies. And those are 3 exit strategies I can share with you, which is 1, intentionally act better than you feel. Just do it. Make a list. Make quick wins for yourself. Do the list. 2, inject some novelty in your day. Break things up a little bit. Doesn't have to be big. Even the smallest changes can make big impacts. And number 3, try and find a way to meaningfully connect with at least one person every single day. And I guarantee you, if you do all 3 of those things, you'll move the needle a lot. But even just one of those things will help make you feel better, will help you feel something sooner than if you don't do anything at all. If you've liked this video, I ask that you pay the fee. What's the fee? Share me. I ask that you share me with somebody that you think might benefit or enjoy this content too. And that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. And until the next video, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.